Let me hear some noise out there for Grieves and Budo.
Playing something with a little bit more of an old-time flair. Yeah, there you go. The smoke is in the air, the cards are dealing. Everybody knows there's a trumpet in here now. Surprise is over!
My name's Budo.
And my name's Grieves.
And you're hanging out here on the internet.
With German rhymes.
D.
E.
My name is Budo.
And my name is Grieves.
And we're from Seattle, Washington, which is kind of a little city, a little big city nestled up in the northwest of America. I don't know, grew up there, grew up in Colorado, and simply put, I think we make soul music, like music from our hearts and from our souls, and you know, I mean, there's a lot of different elements and things that go into it, but we make heartfelt music that makes us happy.
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much said it. I mean, the music that we make is operating and flourishing within the hip hop genre and amongst the hip hop culture, but the way that it's been executed amongst us and the way that we do it is a lot in between, kind of, and a lot different than what you're used to hearing. And like how you were saying earlier, it kind of has like a futuristic flair to it, and I think it's just because that is where we see things going, I guess. There's no more samples, but it's not like that airy, you know, synthesizer kind of missing something, but it's not that classic old school boom bap, you know, James Brown breaks and shit like that. It's different. And you know, both Budo and I grew up playing instruments, you know, him more than me, but you know, he plays like the trumpet, guitar, and keys on stuff, and I play guitar and keys on stuff, and it has that soul feel, and it comes from those soul records that we grew up listening to, but it's just more modern. So, but there's rapping and there's singing and all that stuff too. It's pretty sweet to get you laid twice in your life, twice.
Yeah. I mean, personally, we come from a little bit different kind of, you know, early music backgrounds, but you know, personally, I grew up surrounded by things like John Coltrane and Miles Davis and Marvin Gaye and excuse me, and Howlin' Wolf and Robert Johnson and those type of like really like iconic classic artists and iconic classic records. And I grew up falling in love with albums and with like full works of art and music, and that was really like what got me into music, was the idea of like making something big. And as far as Seattle influences, I mean, there's a rich history of music out of there. I mean, it extends way before grunge, but grunge was in terms of my sort of generation, like that was like my first encounter with local music. I kind of started like paying attention right at the end of the first wave of it, but yeah, I mean, that stuff. I mean, you take a song like Boogeyman to me is like the dynamics of a lot of that early alternative rock and grunge music. Like you'd have these really quiet, sweet like verses, and then, you know, it just kind of lull you into this like sense of safety and quiet, and then the choruses would just explode, and it's just fucking torrents of guitar and screaming, and then you go back down to this calm verse, and then you'd have a little bridge in there, and a song like Boogeyman on Altogether Apart to me is like, it's a direct homage to that type of like dynamic shift in its like loud quiet, and it's a little bit unexpected, and it jolts you a little bit, but not in a way that's like scary. It's in a way that's exciting, and then it's comfortable. It's exciting. It's comfortable. So yeah. So that was definitely like part of, you know, I think my early encounter with music for sure.
I mean, he pretty much nailed it. But one thing they didn't talk about was the whole Rhymesayers thing. We're young enough, at least I'm young enough, to be able to say that, you know, I came up listening to a lot of these dudes that we're on tour with, you know, as like a high school kid. Like, I came up listening to these dudes, and that was music that inspired me, and it made me want to work like this. And once things became more professional, and it came to kind of that DIY work ethic, you know, that's what we based our whole entire business model off of. And when I did start getting more recognition, you know, things started getting closer and closer to Rhymesayers. Like, I started working with more Rhymesayers artists, and it wasn't necessarily that that's what I was shooting for. It's just, I feel like one day, the day I discovered that stuff is the day that it just started making sense to me. And now here we are, which is absolutely fucking amazing. You know, it makes it feel like you found something when you were a kid, you figured out what you wanted to do, and then you paved your lane, and now you're here with the people that helped you pave that lane, at least as far as like your head and your heart goes. And that's so cool, and that inspires everything we do, or you know, at least what I do. But everything from the writing to the business to the, you know, to anything, that still inspires me, whether it's for Together Apart of the next 4 albums that I'm gonna make. Like, I don't feel like there's no beating this feeling. So it's
we just
pretty cool.
released an album called Together Apart on Rhymesayers Entertainment a couple months ago, so we hope you like what you hear. I guess it started when the lights went out. Everybody started running around in circles trying to figure it out. I could feel it wedged in my ribs, it felt freezing as my cold air blew out. Danced through the evening, paranormal, slowly being called to the gleam. With a ghost scout at night, they sell the devil their dreams. I observe tales from the other side of the curb. On a concrete notepad, scribble down my words. On the run, so don't you try to slow me down and walk around it. I'm sick of trying to strum along with your love songs, hey. So leave me here for another drink on the rocks. So all of this will go down onto the ground and do your crawling.
I mean, these are all friends and family here. Like, Rhymesayers is a business that's comprised of people that respect each other as human beings. So I think yes, like, I think you have to like fit, like, you have to fit within this sort of social context for sure to be able to be a part of that business. And that to me is like the most incredible part of what's going on here, is that like there's an immense there's a business at work here. Like, there's a very well thought out, very like strategically implemented business, but it's all based around doing business with friends, and that's incredible, you know. So like, you've got these people that are all working together for a common goal, and you know, it's a very tightly knit group of people that know each other's lives, they know each other's families, they know each other's kids, like all of that, and that's a really special thing. And so I think for us to be welcomed in as a part of that is, you know, like Grieves was saying, like, this is music that we grew up listening to, you know. So to be welcomed into this family as part of the family is it's indescribable. Like, it's just something that like I'm so appreciative and grateful for. And you know, I think beyond that, like, you do have to be a certain type of person to be able to withstand this type of life, to be on the road this much, to be, you know, working in this way. Like, Rhymesayers is based around a work ethic of like of just incredible dedication and just constant touring and constantly making new records, and there's no break. So you have to love this completely or it won't work, you know. So yeah, I think so. I think you do have to be a certain kind of person, but yeah, it's an amazing thing.
Shop got an offer, packed up, flew out down to Colorado. Sunshine, clean air, not a lot of problems. That's when I discovered parts and Tamagotchi. Time passing, the friends found punk, yeah. Oh, whatever, man, a lot of it was junk. But we love can't bite you, you keep it on the nation. Fate can't catch you, you take away its feet. Life can't tell you shit without speech, so you hide with a lonely eyes on you couldn't see and you're alone. Like the last dead pedal on the road. Pick from the comic just to watch it grow, die. When if you a ghost in the night, you smell smoke, put those hands in the sky. Come on, yeah, you don't need to see the fire, smell the...
They're both like special in their own kind of way, because a large crowd is, in a sense, almost easier to control because it's based purely off of just energy. And you know, so if you just hit them hard and kind of stick to the basics, it's normally, you know, it's easy to control that. But the best thing about the large crowds is you're getting to access so many people at once. And even if a fourth of them don't like you, that's 3/4 of how many fucking people that are, you know, either going to the merch table or going to their computers afterwards and looking you up. That's just good for business, you know. That's and it's cool. Some crowds you look over and you just get that like ghostly, like tingling feeling in you, and you're just like, whoo, you know. Like we played Red Rocks in front of 10,000 people, and we're just like, ugh. And it was just, there was nothing, you can't beat that. Like I hit the stage like yelling, because I'm just so excited, you know, and that's cool. And a lot of the large places are very iconic places that you kind of grew up hearing stories about and stuff, and you go around the green rooms and you see all the pictures of the people that have played there, and you're just like, holy shit. So it's validating and it feels cool as well as an artist. But there's those small crowds where the people that are there they have been waiting for months to see you, and you know, they might be the only ones that know of you in their town, and they know every single word, and they are so appreciative that you're there. And when you get on the stage, it's not just you hit them with energy and control that crowd that way. It's like a personal experience. So you know, there's talking and there's like interacting with the crowd and movement, and that's just as validating as standing up in front of 10,000 people. 10,000 people screaming your name, or you know, 75 people knowing every single word and just like being moved by that music right in front of you, and like literally you can see it in their eyes because you're so close, because it's such a small venue that you can't really beat that. It puts a stamp on what you do as an artist, and making it like, if you were to only do that as like a hobby or whatever, you only do music as a hobby, and you were able to like reach your friends that way with your music, that would be such a validating thing for your art, you know. And now we have the opportunity to do this with a lot of people, and when you get to see it firsthand like that, it's the most beautiful thing ever. So that's my perspective.
Yeah, we out here in Germany, gunning for the mic like I heard it's how to murder it. Word to the EB, SLUT, BLUEPRINT, and the brother Ali in the house and die. But we gunning for your motherfucking props, and they do not stop. Coming off the top, I never had a problem with kicking.
Well, a lot of us know, you know, we know each other from past experiences or tours or run-ins or sound sets and stuff like that. Yeah, gangbangs. And, you know, we know each other. And the coolest thing about this is some of us have been to some of these places, some of us haven't. You know, Ev has been to all these places, so you kind of follow Ev around and you get kind of like Ev's side of everything. You know, you get the Ev story, and then you maybe break off with, you know, Budo and I, who have never been to this place before, but we're kind of adventurous. You know, or you go with Brother Ali, and it's cool on those days off. But you know, we also have all that time in the bus together just to kind of fuck around and tell jokes and just and we have video guys following us around the whole entire time. So it's like it's chaos, man. It's a weird experience because there's 3 dudes with cameras in your face all the time, just like this. Even when you're just like drunk sitting on the couch, like telling a story about like the first time you got a hand job or something. Like it's. Or if you're in Freiburg talking about getting a hand job in front of like 500 people, but which happened the other day. But it's cool, man, because days off, that's for us to do whatever we want to do, and a lot of us just kind of gang up and just try to terrorize the city for however many hours we got. That, and we're safer in the buddy system. Because we don't speak English, or all we do is speak English. So walking around France is kind of a bitch sometimes when all you do is speak English. But it's a good time, man. It's fun.
I ain't the man, and I never really claimed to be. That's why I'm out in Germany trying to get some props or some respect. Baby, better respect everything I'm doing in this bitch because I reflect. Everything that's happening, I'm never gonna stop. Cause I'm out this bitch and I'm only trying to rock. That's right. I'm gonna pass the microphone. If not, I'm gonna eat you like a Bible zone. Peace.
We've got a really kind of good idea of where we want to start making some new songs, but we've been on the road pretty solidly since before this record came out, you know, so we haven't had the time to get into the studio yet. We got a little bit of time off after this next tour we go into right after this tour in the States, so December, January, February, and we're really going to get into the studio and you know, kind of figure out where we want to head. And there's no pressure, there's no kind of iron fist of direction that we're holding over ourselves, just kind of approaching it organically and seeing where we're at musically and where we want to go. So I think no, I can't. I can't give much insight into that other than the fact that we're really eager to start. You know, so yeah.
You know, give us some time too. Give us a little time to come up with some shit, and then maybe we will. But we've been touring our balls off right now, so we haven't had the time to engage that process yet. So as soon as we do, we will.
Thank you, man. Good luck for you.
Thank you, brother. Still singing from his basement, finding out a shot and out of working every day since. Found love in the city where the angels fly. Put a record out with Josh.
Oh, this is a shout out, not a shot.
Yeah, it's a shout out. Okay. Sorry.
Don't touch me. Yeah.
Get the fuck off me, shit! Take form in front of me, you mimic my life, it seemed natural. Especially watching his last breath like poetry. Watches it clung to his own chest with a smile made out of broken pieces of tile. You can see the thoughts running, chasing around for miles if you want it. People say that old road is haunted. You travel on it long enough, you'll never get off, but you believe it. Cause everything is sweet when you see it, then you process. Automatically think that you feel it. It automatically sticks to the brain when the truth of it is standing outside.